Hello, welcome to MVP Days. This session is about how you can leverage Microsoft Azure Sentinel to improve your cloud security posture. My name is Janaka Rangama, and I'm joined today with my esteemed colleague Kasun Rajapakse to deliver this session. I'm a senior principal product technologist at Dell EMC. I'm a Microsoft Azure MVP and a Microsoft certified trainer. I'm also a community lead, author, and a speaker. You can connect with me on LinkedIn using the URL shown in the screen. Kasun, over to you.
Thank you, Janaka. My name is Kasun Rajapakse, and I am a technical consultant at Takawan, and I'm a certified trainer and community influencer. And my LinkedIn profile is in this slide. You can connect me through LinkedIn. Over to you, Janaka.
Thank you, Kasun. Before we explore what Microsoft Azure Sentinel is, let's take a look at some of the traditional SOC challenges. The SecOps mission of protecting organizations' information and assets is becoming increasingly difficult. Attack techniques, frequency, and complexity are evolving fast. Security teams are under strain from the expanding breadth of defensive technologies, accelerating hybrid cloud adoption, and borderless zero-trust networks. The shortage of SecOps talent makes this problem even worse. Considering the future needs of SOCs, these are the most prominent pain points as we see today. Threats continue to grow in complexity and their volume. Alert fatigue. SOCs see too many alerts from disconnected products. And there is global shortage of security analysts and experience. Investigation is complex and time-consuming. And also, current solutions are not architectured for today's demands or tomorrow's. Now let's take a look at the Microsoft Cybersecurity Reference Architecture. Most organizations have some sort of Windows and Linux servers to protect. They have also established a basic core set of security capabilities at the network edge or egress points to protect extranet and intranet resources. Microsoft also commonly finds that enterprises also have a range of client devices to support and protect, ranging from corporate issued PCs to BYOD personally owned mobile devices. Many organizations have established an operational security capability that includes vulnerability management and incident management, which is typically provided by an on-premises security information event management capability or a managed security services provider. Many have also deployed endpoint data loss prevention capability to help with information protection needs. Most large organizations have Active Directory as a primary enterprise directory. Most enterprise estates, including software as a service like Office 365 and other popular services, are sanctioned and configured by corporate IT, but others are shadow IT adopted by business units and individual user without the knowledge or endorsement of corporate IT. Many organizations also operate traditional industrial control systems, including supervisory control and data acquisition (SCADA) technology. Many are also operating or planning to adapt IoT technology for both internal systems and customer product offerings. Additionally, the scope of enterprise infrastructure has grown into a hybrid state that incorporates infrastructure as a service and platform as a service from Microsoft Azure as well as other IaaS providers. The foundation of Microsoft Cloud services and products start with their investments in security and compliance, many of which have been made available to their customers in some form. This includes Trust Center, Compliance Manager, Security Development Lifecycle, and finally, the Intelligent Security Graph. Familiar security capabilities from popular vendors are available in the Azure Marketplace to enable customers to extend on-premises controls to the cloud. Additionally, Microsoft has built Azure Firewall, a native firewall as a service capability in Azure that includes several advanced technologies and greatly simplifies firewall deployment and management. Microsoft has invested into Azure Security Center to enable you to protect servers and workloads, detect and correct common misconfiguration issues, leverage cutting-edge capabilities in Azure like machine learning to suggest firewall rules and application whitelists. Microsoft has also invested heavily in other Azure security capabilities such as distributed denial of service mitigations, key management, ransomware resistant backup archives, confidential computing capabilities to protect data while it's being processed, and many more. Microsoft has also continued to invest into on-premises security capabilities for Windows Server, including shielded VMs and Azure Stack, which provides the ability to run Azure services in your on-premises data center. Microsoft has also focused heavily on device security with SIEM, Intune MDM, MAM, Windows 10 Enterprise Security, Windows Defender ATP. Based on the lessons learned from credential theft and similar attacks, Microsoft has invested in securing privileged access, including privileged access management, advanced credential or identity attack detection, and privileged access workstation architectures. Their core investments include publishing guidance and platform security. Identity is also critical for protecting data and operational availability, as it's frequently the only control type available across modern IoT mobile devices and cloud services. Organizations should focus on building an identity security perimeter to consolidate management of authentication and access controls and enforce consistency. Microsoft has invested into conditional access to enable simple visibility and policy control of this new perimeter. Microsoft has invested across their tools to enable integration with your existing SIEM solutions. Microsoft has built advanced threat protection ATP technology to provide deep context on key technical elements of the modern estate, including endpoint, identity, email, and more, to rapidly detect and remediate threats across them. As for the topic of today, Microsoft has also built Azure Sentinel, a cloud-native SIEM and SOAR capability, into Azure to help you with breadth of visibility to collect security data from across your enterprise estate, including Microsoft, AWS, and other clouds, and on-premises assets. Azure Sentinel uses machine learning to reduce alert fatigue up to 90%, and native cloud capabilities like automation to simplify your data collection, SIEM maintenance, and incident investigation plus remediation. Microsoft has built several Office 365 security capabilities to enhance your security planning, including Secure Score, add additional explicit approval steps before Microsoft Support can access your data for support issues, including customer lockbox, and data protection technologies built into the platform. Azure Information Protection protects information at the file itself, so the encryption and policy control can follow files wherever they go, including cloud, devices, USBs, and much more. Cloud App Security is a Microsoft Cloud application security broker offering that provides a wide variety of security capabilities for SaaS, including shadow IT risk management, policy monitoring and enforcement, information protection, and incident detection, response, and recovery. In addition, Microsoft has invested in advanced security capabilities for data in SQL to protect against common threats and simplify information protection management and policy. Microsoft is also investing heavily into OT and IoT security to help manage and secure existing brownfield platforms, provide secure greenfield platforms, and help manufacturers quickly determine what level of security they need and enable them to rapidly and easily achieve that. Now let's take a look at what Microsoft Azure Sentinel is. Microsoft Azure Sentinel is a cloud-native SIEM for intelligent security analytics for your entire enterprise. Microsoft has reimagined the SIEM plus SOAR tool to introduce a new cloud-native solution called Microsoft Azure Sentinel, providing intelligent security analytics at the cloud scale for your enterprise. Azure Sentinel makes it easy to collect security data across your entire hybrid organization from devices, users, apps, servers, and any cloud. It uses the power of artificial intelligence to ensure you are identifying real threats quickly and unleashes you from the burden of traditional SIEMs by eliminating the need to spend time on setting up, maintaining, and scaling infrastructure. Since it is built on Azure, it offers limitless cloud scale and speed, scaling automatically to address your needs. Traditional SIEMs have also proven to be expensive to own and operate, often requiring you to commit upfront and incur high costs for infrastructure maintenance and data ingestion. With Azure Sentinel, there will be no upfront costs. You will only pay for what you use, and Microsoft are offering free Office 365 activity data import to help you reduce security costs significantly. With Azure Sentinel, you focus on security and then you unburden SecOps from IT tasks. As we discussed, with Azure Sentinel, there's no infrastructure setup or maintenance, and the SIEM service is available in Azure Portal. And you can scale automatically and put no limits to compute or storage resources that you are going to use with Azure Sentinel. Next, Kasun will explain how you can collect security data at cloud scale from all sources across your enterprise.
Thank you, Janaka. Under collect security data at cloud scale from all sources across your enterprise, we can integrate Azure Sentinel with different Microsoft products like Microsoft Azure, Office 365, then the OneDrive, other third-party solutions like Fortinet, Symantec, and legacy SIEM, Active Directory, AWS, and those different environments we can integrate with Azure Sentinel. So Azure Sentinel can aggregate all security data with built-in connectors for third-party and Microsoft solutions to signal and support for industry standard log formats. Microsoft 365 customers can improve their Office 365 activity data for free to gain deeper insights on the activities that happen in Office 365. Microsoft continue to collaborate with many partners in the Microsoft Intelligent Security Association and support easy connectors and customizable dashboards for popular solutions like Palo Alto, Symantec, Fortinet, and Cisco, and many more to come in the future. Azure Sentinel uses a proven and scalable log analytics database that ingests more than 10 petabytes of data every day and provide a very fast query engine that can sort through millions of records in a second. Azure Sentinel integrates with Graph Security API to enable customers to import their threat intelligence feeds. Next, analyze and detect threats quickly with AI on your side. Microsoft Azure Sentinel use AI heavily to identify the malicious and threats that happens in your environment. So for the security analysts face a huge burden of change as they not only have a shift through a sea of alerts but also correlate alerts with different products manually or using a traditional correlations engine. So using Azure Sentinel, we can reduce those burdens and we can use a state-of-art scalable machine learning algorithm to correlate millions of low fidelity alerts to few high fidelity security incidents and get more visibility on those alerts. Azure Sentinel also includes user behavior analytics to help you identify anomalies, compromised identities, and malicious inside actions. Machine learning technologies, it will help to quickly get value from large amount of security data and investigate and connect the dots with the data and alerts. Next, investigate the threats with AI and hunt suspicious activity at scale, tapping into years of cybersecurity with Azure, Microsoft, and Azure Sentinel. So graphical and AI-based investigation will reduce the time it takes to understand the full scope of attack and its impact. So with Azure Sentinel, you can identify the threats and attacks, and those investigations can be done in a graphical format. So with visualize way, we can take quick actions in the dashboard and we can mitigate those security alerts. proactive hunting of suspicious activities and other critical tasks for security analysis. Oftentimes, this process by which SecOps collects and analyzes the data in a repeatable process, and therefore we can automate those processes. So with Azure Sentinel, those processes are automated through a AI, and it will analyze the data and events and trigger those events and alerts to security personnel. So with Azure Sentinel, it is very important to respond rapidly with built-in orchestration and automation. So by using Azure Sentinel, we can automate security tasks to automate repeatedly alerts, and we can take actions to remediate those security risks. So with Azure Sentinel's AI focus findings, we can solve the problems, and you don't want to keep them finding the same problem over and over. Rather, what we can do is we can automate those common issues to address those core issues. Azure Sentinel provides built-in automation with predefined or custom playbooks to solve repetitive tasks and to respond to the threats quickly. And Azure Sentinel will augment existing enterprise defense and investigation tools, including best-of-breed security products, homegrown tools, and other systems like HR management application and workflow management systems like ServiceNow. So now let's see Azure Sentinel in action in a demo. For this demo, I will show you how we can configure the Azure Sentinel for our enterprise environment and configure the different configuration methods to see the alerts and enhance our security environment of the organization. So first we need to navigate to Azure Sentinel. That you can search in the top search bar, select type Sentinel. In under the service, you can find Azure Sentinel Preview. Click Azure Sentinel Preview. Then we can add different log analytic workspace to Azure Sentinel. So I already configured one of my workspaces to Azure Sentinel. So if you wish to add different workspaces to Azure Sentinel, you can configure from here. I will click the workspace I already configured. Then from there you can find the overview dashboard. In here you can see the overview of the Azure Sentinel events and different detections and cases and alerts. So in here you can get an overview of your security environment. Next, I will show you how we can configure the data connectors to Azure Sentinel. Under the configuration, you can find the data connectors. There you can find different data connector types like Office 365, Azure Security Center, Active Directory, and other third-party security solutions like Cisco, Palo Alto. So for this demo, I will show you how we can configure Office 365. Under the Office 365 title, click Configure. In there, you will see a dashboard of the Office 365 configuration steps. In the Office 365 configuration page, you can see the data received diagram, metrics, how much data received over the time. So there are 3 steps we need to follow to configure the Office 365. First, we need to enable the Office 365 solution in our workspace. So I already configured my log analytics workspace to Office 365 solution. So if you didn't configure it, you can follow the documentation in the link and you can configure it in your log analytics workspace. After that, we need to configure the Office 365 tenant. Here you can add different tenants to Azure Sentinel. I already added my Office 365 tenant, and if you wish to add more tenants, you can click add tenant and log into the Office 365, and it will automatically add it to the Azure Sentinel. The third part is configuring activity logs. You can select Exchange and SharePoint activity logs to stream it to the Azure Sentinel. For that, click select. Then the pane on the right side, you can select those logs record types. Then select those checkbox and click apply. Then it will be streamed to the Azure Sentinel. The next, we will configure the analytics part under the configuration. In there, where in that place, what we do is we create a different log analytics queries and detection queries to identify the different activities or anomalies in the our Azure environment. So for that, I already configured 3 security rules, alert rules here. So 2 are high severity and 1 is medium severity. So for example, you can see create a security detection alert from the security center. Then we can identify the alerts that generate from the security center, from the Sentinel. So if you click this Security Sentinel alert rule, you can find the status of the event alert is enabled, then the detail of the alert, name of the alert, and there's a description, and we need to specify the severity of this alert, and we need to add the query. This is a log analytics query that checks this alert every the time period we are defining this rule. So under the alert trigger, you can see the time period the rule is checking. So here you can select the alert trigger, how many threshold you need to how many threshold you are configuring to generate the alert. So in here I specify number one. That means if there's a event triggered more than one, then it will be alert to the Sentinel. The alert scheduling is the frequency of the rule execution. So every 10 minutes this alert is triggered over the 6 hours data. So to create an alert, what you can do is click add. Then on top you can specify the status of the alert. It is enable or disable, then the name of the alert, then give the description, then the severity. Under the logics, you have to specify the log analytics query you are log analytics query you are specifying for the alert generation, and below you can click the alert trigger, the number of times the alert threshold, and then the alert scheduling. Under the scheduling, you can specify the frequency of the alert triggering. Then what you can do is you can click create to create alert. Next, we will go to the cases. The cases is the place we can identify the alerts that we generate from the analytics configuration. Then if any alert triggered based on that analytics alerts, it will show in the cases. In here, you can specify those cases to different administrators uh, in the Azure tenant or in your environment. So those people, those relevant parties can act upon those tree alerts. So here you can see there are security detections and deletion of files and anomalies activities cases that triggered from the Azure Sentinel. So if you take one case here, you can see the severity of the case, then the status of the case, and the owner of the case. So in here you can assign, change those status and uh, the severity if you wish. So I can change the severity to medium, then apply, then it will become a low preferred severity case. Then if you are working on this case, you can move change it to in progress, and you can assign it to a user in your Azure tenant. The next thing is the dashboard. So what we can do is we can add different dashboard to the Azure Sentinel to monitor our environment. So there are 21 dashboard, but I installed only 6. So I will show you the Office 365 dashboard for Azure Sentinel. So if I click the dashboard here and view dashboard, it will jump to the Azure Sentinel Office 365 dashboard. In this dashboard, you can see the Office 365 activities, charts, and activity logs, and those different metrics charts, SharePoints and OneDrive usages, and activities happens in the SharePoint and OneDrive. Then the sites details, SharePoint site details, and file changes, folder changes details. Those kind of different things, different charts you can see in this dashboard. So this is the end of the demo. So I hope everyone learned something new from this Azure Sentinel. So this is the overview. So when you're creating, so you can try it from yourself and configure the Azure Sentinel from yourself. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Kasun. We hope that this session has been informative to you and you have learned how you can leverage Azure Sentinel to improve your cloud security estate. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach to either of us. Thank you for joining this session and MVP Days.